Hey friends, this is the MrsVolfie from our half acre homestead with a tea break. So, it's the Victoria Day long weekend here in Canada, and that is for my American friends, that's the birthday. I think it's actually the 21st of May is Queen Victoria's birthday. That happens to be my parents' wedding anniversary as well. But it's always been a long weekend here in Canada, and we get the Monday off, right? So Papa's got his rented backhoe and he's pulling stumps. Now, I'm not out there filming him for a couple of reasons. It's raining, the black flies are bad, and he's just tootling back and forth, pulling stumps, dropping them in the ravine, building up, building up. So what I'm going to do is, and it's raining today. Of course it is. There's always one day on the May long weekend that it's going to rain. But he managed to, you remember my raised garden beds out front? And I said I was going to move, we were going to move them. Papa tore down the other two, and I got a load of soil in. And what we did was, instead of making them 3 high with a platform and then 2 deep, right, making them 5 crates, we just did 2 high out in the backyard. And we lined the bottoms with landscape fabric and filled them, well, Howie filled them 2 high. And I still have to bend over, but I don't have to bend as far, and I can lean on the edge of the beds, and it's just so much simpler. Now, I've only got 6, and I've planted them all. Papa's got enough crates to build me 2 more, which I need for my beans. But what I got, my tomatoes that I started from seed are beautiful. I'm not sure if I showed you in a video where I cut the tops off the biggest plants and stuck them in a bucket with dirt, and I ended up with 3 more plants. So I've got 15 plants out there, 15 tomato plants, and 2 beds. I was going to put them in my flower bed, but Daddy got too busy to put up the electric fence to keep the dogs out. The soil didn't get turned. And you know what? He's got a lot on his plate. So I just said, no, if you can build me 2 more beds, I'll just use these 2 beds for the tomatoes. So, my sister-in-law Karen came yesterday to pick up the stuff that Nan requested. She wanted to bring a few personal items 5 years ago. And when we showed up to pick her up, she had a 27-foot U-Haul van. But what she wants back fit in a Chevy Aveo. So guess what I'm doing for another couple of weeks? But Karen came to get Mom's stuff, and she helped me pack and organize. Thank you so much, Karen. And I made sure Nan got everything she asked for, plus some stuff she didn't, like her clothes and that. So what else? So the plants. So Karen came up and she got Mom's stuff, and she stayed overnight, and we went out for dinner last night. And on our way there, I stopped at a little vegetable stand, and I got a little pot of a little pot of leeks. You know me and my onions, guys. And a little pot of onions, which will grow into, ball onions. And 6 cabbage plants and 6 red sweet pepper plants. Is that all I got? Oh, and some parsley. I almost forgot the parsley. So what I did with this, I got 6 beds. And in the first bed, I planted last week, I planted turnips, rutabagas, Swedes. Turnips, rutabagas, Swedes. You choose whatever country you're from. I call them turnips, but they're actually a Swede or rutabaga. I planted those, and then I planted in the next 2 boxes 3 cabbage plants, 3 cabbage plants, and I put them under my cloth tent, which really worked out well. And on the other side of the tent, I planted a row of each box. I planted a row of leeks And I still had more leeks, so I planted more around. The next box I planted with red peppers, and I planted leeks all around them, and onions, the little onions. And then whatever onions I had left, I just stuck in my tomato beds. Because you got to remember, anything from the onion family is B, a natural mild antibiotic, and A, it's also like it keeps bugs away. You know, leeks and onions are natural. And then I think all I need is some French marigolds, and I'd be Bob's your uncle. That's it. But my garden's in. And it took me only 45 minutes because Papa built the beds, filled them with dirt, and boom, 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 boom. I was out there only 45 minutes in the rain, getting eaten by black flies. That's why you're not seeing me plant the garden on video. But I will take the camera out when I have the bean beds ready to plant, and hopefully it'll be a sunny day, and I'll go out and I'll plant my bean beds, and I'll show you my raised garden. It's only raised, how big are those? 20 inches. But that 20 inches makes all the difference in the world when you suffer fibromyalgia, arthritis, and vertigo, right? Big difference. And I can take my walker through. So if I need something to sit down on, I can. But I'll just take one of my lawn chairs out back and put it out there. I'm so happy my little turkeys are so cute. I just might keep them because they're gorgeous birds. And my Spanish black is a lot smaller than my bourbon red tom. But I think it's because he's just a year old. He'll probably get bigger next year. But at this point, I think he's as big as he needs to be. So I'm really liking having a slightly smaller tom. So I don't know if it's a Spanish black or an English black or whatever the heck they're called, but it's black. It's a black tom, right? And he's with my 2 Narragansett hens. I have not hatched a bourbon red yet. The only one I hatched was a bourbon red. I've hatched 2 bourbon red Narragansett crosses, but no bourbon reds because I have 3 bourbon red hens and only one's laying right now because she's fully mature. She's 2, I think, or a year. She's just a year old or a year and a half. But the other ones I bought them at 5 months old. Now they occasionally will lay an egg, but their season will be better next year. So, like I said, Papa's out wandering around with a little backhoe, digging stumps and filling the ravine next. I can't wait to show you, but I wasn't taking the camera in the rain today. But I'll get him to take the camera out tomorrow, or I will go out tomorrow with covered in bug spray. I've already had my shower. This is how I garden. Spray my body all over with bug spray. Garden, garden, garden. Get in the house and shower. But if it's nice enough tomorrow or whatever, you know, either Papa will take the camera out or I will, and I'll show you what he's done so far. And then we'll do more video on Sunday and more video on Monday so that come Tuesday, you will see, you know, almost in stopgap if I can do it, but he's just a going concern. I mean, I went to town to pick up a couple of things from the local discount store. And when I got back, I was like, holy crap. So I think you're going to see a huge difference. And hopefully I'll be able to look in some other videos and find back footage of what it used to look like before he just got chainsaw and backhoe happy. So I went to town and I bought him a sandwich and a coffee at Tim Hortons and brought it back and said, here you go, because I knew he wasn't going to stop for a meal. But he's got his coffee maker outside the coach, and the coach is up by the turkey pen, and he's got the awning just out enough until it comes up against a tree, but just enough to keep his coffee maker dry. And he's got a coffee maker and everything, his little Keurig and everything set up outside. Just give that man coffee, make him breakfast. What did I make him this morning? Yeah, I made him fried egg sandwiches and he had turkey eggs. Yes, folks, you can eat turkey eggs. The yolks are paler and the inner skin that's inside the egg is actually quite hard to rip through when you break them. And they have the viscosity of a duck egg, but the yolk is really, really pale. And they're delicious. Delicious. When I'm not hatching turkey eggs, Howie's eating them because he loves them. My hens are laying really well. I'm getting 6 to 8 eggs a day. And I'm just really happy that I can actually go out and do the chores. I'm not doing them today because I planted the garden and that was all I was able to do. Well, I loaded and unloaded the dishwasher, unloaded and loaded the dishwasher, did a couple of loads of laundry. But I mean, planting the garden was my one extra egg that I was saving my energy to do today. So, yeah, and this pig roast, we're having a 25th wedding anniversary pig roast. And because when Howie and I got married in 1993, we had a backyard wedding. And we decided that, we've had like Thanksgiving things and big Christmas parties and stuff before, but this is the last big family gathering that Howie and I are ever going to throw. So if any of my family's out there watching this, you guys who got the invitation, don't complain if you don't make it and it never happens again, because this is the way it is. And what's really cool is I'm connecting with so many people from my past recently. I got a phone, well, I got a message from a girl I haven't seen since I was 16. So we're talking almost 40 years. And she said, her mother just passed away. Rest in peace, Marg. A couple of months ago, and she said she was going through her father had passed away earlier, and she was going through photos, and there's photos of my parents that I've never seen, and there was photos of Arthur's graduation, and she's saying, do you want these photos? And I'm going, I must have sent the graduation photos to her mom, but she said, I said, you have no idea. I said, I was the repository for all my father's photographs. We're talking like milk crates of them. And I divided them all up at the last family reunion and gave them to the heads of the different families because my father was a voracious cameraman. He loved pictures. I wonder where I get it from, eh? So, and I gave them all out to the different parts of the family back in 2008 because I had scanned them all and put them on my external hard drive. And then when I switched from my 1 terabyte to my 3 terabyte, they were all gone, completely and utterly gone. And then the ones I did manage to reclaim and keep were gone when the 3 terabyte hard drive crashed. So, I mean, when she started sending me pictures like through Facebook, it was like, wow. And I said, we verified who each other was because it's been almost 40 years, right? And I was like, Lori, right? Her mother always called her Lorena. But anyway, I think I've talked her and her sister to come into the pig roast, which would be awesome. It would be so awesome because the last time Lori and I partied together, I was like 16 and we went to a party in Glenelda. So this pig roast I have no idea how many people are coming. I have no idea who's coming. I have a general idea. I do know that there are people who are coming that have verified that they're coming. But I'm telling you, I got a really big family. And if my family shows up, there may not be room for anybody else. But what I did was, I don't know if I told you this, I phoned the municipal office and they talked to the community center office, and the community center, which is only a kilometer up the road and around the corner, said we can use the community center parking lot for trailers and cars for that weekend. Yes. So what we would do is we would just run a shuttle back and forth to the arena parking lot, get everybody settled over there, get their campers set up for the night, right? And then bring them back over here And then when it comes time for everybody's shutting down for the night, we just take them back. And they sleep there and they come back and we all have breakfast the next day. You know what I mean? So thank you so very much to our municipal township for allowing us. All they asked was that we leave it the way we found it. But the way Papa's going with that bulldozer, we are going to have room for a couple of campers and some camping people. So I know that I've got nieces and nephews coming, and we've got family down below in like Edelweiss and stuff who will probably put some people up. But I mean, I've had several people say, "Can we pitch a tent?" Absolutely. My friend Doris, hi Doris, her husband and John get Nan's room. And oh my God, I farmed out my bedroom. Howie and I are going to sleep in the coach, and already I got two people saying, well, can we crash in the coach with you? One's Briar, one's Karen, so it's all good with me. So I designed t-shirts just to sell 5 for the pig roast because I wanted to order a couple, and because I'm having a raffle. When we have a big family reunion or a big do like this, we try and have a quilt raffle. This will be my 3rd quilt raffle. Quilt I've done for a family do raffle. And I wanted more than one prize because there could be anywhere from 15 to 150 people show up. I don't know. Okay. And before you ask, no, my brother John cannot come. Not because I don't want him to, but he's already said, no, honey, can't make it. So, I designed this Bevan Howie's 25th wedding anniversary pig roast, and I bought a 2X hoodie to add to the raffle prize. My cousin Dee Dee's going to make a box of soaps and bath stuff from her chunksoap.com business, and I'm going to buy that, and she put that in there, and it's just really cool. It's just, you know, it's taken on a life of its own. I just made the invitations, and we decided, you know, we knew we were going to have extra land, so we said, let's do it while we still can. And I have no idea how many people are going to show up. But it's kind of open, like to neighbors and, you know, neighbors and friends and stuff, and family. And I got family coming. I know that. I got family coming, I hope, from as far as Prince Edward Island and stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. There's one thing for sure. You guys will be in on the video because, of course, there's going to be a video. And we're going to have, you know, guitars around the fire and all that cool stuff. And I mean, yes, there's vegan people in my family. There's vegetarian people in my family. And I've got vegan and vegetarian people going, okay, I know what dish I got to bring. So that there's going to be enough for everybody, even for the people who don't eat meat or animal byproducts. So it's going to be awesome. Anyway, I'm just rambling. So I'm going to say this is the Mrs. Volfie from our half-acre homestead saying, I hope everybody's having a great weekend. And I will be finishing the Howie's repair on the motor coach video soon, and I'll spend the rest of the weekend filming what Papa's doing, and you'll see that as well. All right, take care. God bless. I love you guys, and just thanks for being there. Take care. God bless.